It's actually satanic to cook your food. Have you ever thought about this? As you can see, I've made quite a lot of results recently. You can see back then, just a couple months ago, and then a couple months after, I've gone on this extreme diet of sorts. I've completely, for the past few weeks, it's been almost a month, where I've eaten strictly raw food. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I've made a ridiculous amount of progress. A ridiculous amount of progress on my skin. On my hair, you can probably see how good my hair looks. My color, skin color. My energy. The reason I'm making this video is because it just struck me yesterday how obvious this has been. I've been looking for a skin fix for years at this point. I just realized how obvious it is. They all say it's about diet. Oh, but I eat meat, I eat the anti-inflammatory elimination diet. There's nothing that can cause acne. Yet, I don't even look beyond the surface. Oh, this food. No, it's also how you prepare the food. It's massive. You freeze food, you cook food. It has a massive impact on the taste and the nutrition and all that stuff. You realize that a lot of raw plants are inedible. Like seriously super inedible. Very, very toxic. Not just a little bit toxic. Very, very toxic. You can die from them if you don't cook them. So you realize that the structure of the thing you're eating changes. You realize that when you eat cooked meat versus raw meat, it changes a lot. It loses a lot of water, and along with water, a lot of fat-soluble vitamins. You realize these things you never thought about before. You're like, I'm eating meat, I'm eating red meat, I'm eating the best carnivore, whatever. But then you're still eating cooked meat, meaning you're still losing a lot of the minerals in the meat. You're still losing the fat-soluble vitamins. So you're losing most of the vitamins, micronutrients, which is what you... And if you're eating only cooked meat, you're basically not getting that much of any nutrients, because all you're getting is like protein, you're getting some fat, but most of the minerals and such flushes out with the water, and it's in the cooking pan and gets destroyed in heat and temperature. So you're losing most of the nutrients. The reason why it's satanic is because... Let's just talk about animals for a second. Have you ever seen a single animal, a single one, have a cooking pan, hot pot? No. I've yet to see a lion with a cooking pan. I've yet to see a cow having a cooking pan when he eats his grass. Oh, I need to cook the grass. It needs to be 70 degrees Fahrenheit or whatever, 80 degrees Fahrenheit before I can eat it. It needs to be 80 degrees Celsius. It needs to be... I have yet to see that. Now, I've not been in every place of nature, but I don't think there is a single... No, it isn't. There is not a single reported case of an animal cooking their food. I believe there are evidence of freezing their food. They ferment it. They put it underground or whatever. In like not tropical, ice climates like Inuits and Eskimos. You know those things in the north. I'm pretty close to it. I'm living in the north as well, so I can see freezing meat as it could have been used. I don't know if it's starvation or if it's ideal or not ideal. I don't think it's ideal, because most people eat fresh meat, and fresh meat is probably overall better. Just like blood is probably better than raw milk in most adults, as more people drink the blood than the raw milk. It's the same with frozen and fresh meat. Fresh meat and blood is probably better than raw milk and frozen meat, yes. But the point I was gonna get here is that there's no element at all. None whatsoever. No plant eaters. So no plant eaters, no carnivores, no fucking animal cooks their food. Oh, but we are humans, we're different. How are we different from every other animal? Yes, the animals have different... you could say they have different abilities. They have different adaptations of some kind, yes. But they are all... none have a fucking cooking ban. None heat their food. They don't put their food in the fire and then... You know what people do? They put things in the fire that they want to burn and destroy. Destroying, they try to destroy plastic. It's impossible because it is modern things. But, they throw away most of the trash in the fire. They done that for thousands of years, right? Makes sense. That's how they destroy. The leftovers, whatever. Destroy. Notice that they destroy the things they put in the campfire. So you put your meat and you think it's your diet. You destroy your diet and then you eat your diet. Of course, when you destroy something, then if you're lucky if you have any nutrients left. You're lucky if there's any B vitamins, any fat soluble ones. You're lucky if maybe even half or more of the protein got destroyed. Maybe the fat as well destroyed some of its nutrients. Right? You destroy the food and then you think it's the same or even better. Oh yeah, destroyed meat is better than natural meat. Okay, we animals are similar in many ways. We need to eat our natural diet or else we feel like shit. I eat raw meat for a month and voila, my skin got a lot better, a lot. Like I remember being like 3-4 months on cooked carnivore. This 1 month of raw was better than all 4 or 5 cooked carnivore. A ridiculous effect on my skin. It wasn't just getting rid of it, because the cooked carnivore eliminates everything that can cause problems, but then it also causes some problems, as in cooking. There might be carcinogens. Yes, they're very small in comparison to all the 60-70 carcinogen in the man-made cultivated vegetables, yes, but still you're introducing stuff that it doesn't need. Also, you're losing nutrients. You're probably losing a lot of the nutrients you need, and I was only eating cooked muscle meat, so I was probably losing a lot of nutrients. So I was eliminating most of the toxins. I didn't have anything that I reacted to that strongly. Maybe I digested it a little bit worse than raw meat. Yes, I digested it worse because it was cooked. But then I think I was malnourished. I wasn't getting much nutrients. The people say that, are you getting all the nutrients from cooked meat? You're gonna eat a lot of meat. Yeah, you would have to eat maybe 2-3 kilo. And even then, you're losing a lot of the nutrients that you cannot get from cooked meat. It's only natural that destroyed meat, you would have to eat a lot more destroyed meat to get the same nutrients as in non-destroyed meat, if even at all. And so you need to think of it as nature, at every animal on earth doesn't fucking cook their meat. Some might freeze it, some might, which is basically, yes, some can freeze it, but I've never seen anyone ever cook it. Because you're basically getting it frozen when you're in a climate that's extremely cold. But then again, you probably eat the animal pretty quickly when you hunt it. It's probably still pretty warm because it's newly hunted. But even then, there might be a little bit of frozen meat. There might be a very cold meat. So cold and frozen meat is not impossible. Fully unnatural in nature. But what is unnatural is to cook the meat above the temperature that exists. I don't think there is above 60, 70. It's like the highest we have had on Earth, 60 degrees Celsius, 50, 60 degrees. I don't think it gets warmer. So 80 or 100 degrees Celsius is unnatural. That has never happened. That temperature has never been on a specific area. And when I say it's like 60 degrees, it's not 60 degrees in one place. It's like over, it's like, let's say it's 60 Celsius when you're in Sweden, which would never happen. But then it's not 60 Celsius very focused on one point, which is you're focusing you're very artistic, you could say. You focus on a very specific point. The heating point in the pan. So that's 100 degrees. That's warmer than it's ever been on Earth, basically. Or maybe it has been in millions of years ago. We don't know, but at least I can tell you there's not gonna be 100 degrees Celsius ever here in on this planet, at least on a specific focused point. That would never happen. So it's fully unnatural to have that temperature, meaning it's 100% unnatural meat. It's not normal meat. It's kind of crazy when you let's say you eat raw meat, or you eat some raw meat, right? Or maybe some raw vegetables. People are like, oh my god. And I'm like, you eat raw fruit every day, bro. Why can't I eat raw meat? You eat raw fish, and then when I eat raw beef, you're like, I'm like, bro, you eat sushi, you eat fruits, why can't I eat raw beef? But it's the same thing, it's the same raw thing. No, the beef you need to cook. Oh yeah, it has to be, maybe a little bit of red inside is fine, but you need to cook the meat, and then you can have a fruit from the tree. That's fine. You can, yeah, a sushi restaurant. Yeah, it's fine. You have some rice and it's fine. I'm like, what? Makes no sense. You don't feed the zoo animals cooked food. Don't feed the animals as massive sign at the zoo. Don't feed the animals. It's because they know that they will get human diseases, so they will get the same diseases as humans when you feed them the wrong food. That is also why you naturally should not eat man-made vegetables or fruits that are unnatural and cultivated. That's why natural food is the only way for zoo animals, but surprise, we humans are also animals. So naturally you will have problems when you eat unnatural food, and it's kind of crazy that you are seen as crazy by eating raw meat when raw meat is the non-crazy meat, because we evolved by meat, and cooked meat is destroyed meat, so we evolved on raw meat essentially. And the most nourishing part of the meat is organs. We basically evolved on brain, liver, maybe some muscle meat, a lot of raw fat, blood. That's it. Basically complete of every single nutrients in massive amount. Raw fat, blood or raw milk, probably both, brain and liver. Liver is the most nourishing food on the planet, but it doesn't have some of the things that brain has, and then maybe fish has something that liver from beef doesn't have. So if you're in Sweden, the best food that I can think of that you can probably eat is cod liver. It's basically torsk liver, cod liver, beef liver, a bunch of raw beef fat from ruminant animal, right, beef fat, and then raw milk or blood. That's probably the big four kings that I can see is the best food on earth. If you eat that every day, you should have the best nutrients in the world as well. All raw, by the way. It's a lot of brainwashing involved, because when you don't cook your food, you will know what the food really is. You shouldn't call it raw milk, you should call it milk. You shouldn't call it raw meat, you should call it meat. You should call the cooked meat destroyed meat or cooked meat. But just meat should be raw meat. Just fat should be raw fat. Because that's what it actually is. Until humans make it into, I don't know, something else like cooked meat or destroyed meat or whatever you can call it. Your origin is nature. Your ancestors were born in nature, they lived in nature. The reason why it's demonic to cook food is because you're denaturing the meat. You're denaturing your evolutionary food. And that's why it's satanic. Because it goes against your nature, your ancestors, your history. It's anti-nature, anti-human. While cooked meat is the opposite of meat, because it's unnatural meat. That's why it's satanic.